Tell me the story, boy. You gonna sit around here and come to my town and try to tell my fine people that they don't need to work, that they can outsource their jobs to Indian people so they can go jerk off with their penis all day and just live in La La Land. Is that it?
No, dude. I just tell them that they can, go to Europe and, play fencing and do whatever they want, you know what I'm saying? It's just, through outsourcing, you can, sell gym supplements and never have to work again, you know what I'm saying? It's chill, dude. It's not that big of a deal, bro. Well, come on, bro, dog.
So you are telling people in my fucking town not to work. Is that it? You think it's just all sunshine and roses around here, Mr. Tim Ferriss? Oh, you just fucking love to press my buttons, don't you, boy? Well, we're gonna press a few of your buttons. Sitting around here telling people you don't gotta work and that you can only work 4 hours a week. What do you think? You think people are gonna get fulfillment in life working 4 hours a week? Just fucking off? Nah. You don't understand, boy. It's not about not working. It's about working right so you can choose when you work. But you don't understand that, Tim Ferriss. You're all about that money, aren't you?
Dude, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to say. It worked for me, and now you see, I'm right here. I'm sitting in a hammock on a beach, dude. I'm having fun.
All right, boy. We're gonna see how much fun you have. I sentence you to death. All right, boy. You got one last time to take it back that people don't need to work and that working is bad. You come to my fucking town and you try to tell my people in my town that it's bad to work. You take that shit back right now.
Dude, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sorry, dude. It's not that big of a deal.
One last fucking time you come into my town and try to tell my fine people to outsource their work to some Indians and that they don't need to fucking work and that it's not a good idea to work all day. Big last words.
You fucking shot me, dude. You fucking shot me, dude.
Sure did, pussy. You still breathing?
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck me? You still feel that way? Well, I got something to finish the job. Your prayers.
Doo-doo-doo. Wow, wow, wow.
Damn. Oh, son. What's good, my boy? I fucked this book up, boy, goddamn. That son of a bitch looked like goddamn World Trade Center's falling apart. Goddamn slugs still in that bitch. Fuck self-improvement books. Christ is king, bitch. This is the only book you need, the Bible. All that out of the way. Let's get down to this bullshit. I don't hate Tim Ferriss. I've actually found a number of his podcasts I've listened to pretty entertaining and pretty informative. He seems like a decent guy, pretty educated, but I gotta take you back to explain why I dislike this book and a lot of the sentiments around it. Back 3 years ago, this was the first self-improvement book I bought myself before I had this ideology and went through this phase that all self-help books are gay and all this shit. But I bought it due to this YouTube video from this Hamza guy that I started watching and getting addicted to all his videos back then. It's like 2021-ish. Buy this book and I'm reading through it and it's just like mental masturbation. I'm like, on God, they just like me. I just kept reading this shit and I'm just agreeing more and more and more. And then I started hearing all these outside points of views. Oh no, it's just kind of scammy and all this. And I kept reading and reading. I got about halfway into the book. And it's like, this motherfucker is just like telling me to like go play poker in like Indonesia. And the way to get there is like sell supplements and get Indian people in India to like outsource to them and make my money for me. That just don't sound right. And then, see, at that time, I was still kind of lame. I didn't understand the true value of work of any form. And I started working, and I started realizing, holy shit, this shit is so fulfilling. This shit is so fulfilling. Yes, some work is ass. There are some pointless jobs that don't even need to be there. Fast food and all this shit where you don't get no nutritional value from this shit. It's just for like lazy people who don't want to cook or go to the healthy places, and it's just kind of institutionalized, so on and so forth. I don't want to get real political on here. But there's some jobs that are ass. But for the most part, whenever most people find a career, a passion, whatever, that they really enjoy, and they start going into it, even if you find your purpose, well, these fucking self-help people say, and you start monetizing that, there will be monotonous days. I need to hammer this point before we get any further in this video. Suffering is a normal part of the human experience. If you don't like suffering and trying to fight against suffering, that would be like you going out and saying, oh, I hate the rain and the sun. You know how it rains and there's sunshine and it's in a cycle and it's gonna happen no matter what. That'd be like saying, oh, I fucking hate the rain. It's so bad. I wish there was no rain and it was just all sun. No, you need both. You need both of them. You need the rainy days to rain down and revitalize all the plants, and then the sun to come down and shine on them, and they get it from both of them. Same thing with you. You're going to need your suffering. This is going to help you grow. This is going to feed you and help you learn more about yourself and learn more about this whole experience. So on and so forth. I kind of butchered that analogy. I heard it from Alex Hormozy, and I'm an autistic retard, so I had it kind of fucked it up. The reason why I don't like books like this in general, now, again, the Bible is king of all self-help books. It will give you the gospel. It will give you the reason to keep living, the reason to help others, the reason to help yourself. Read that book. But there's some self-help books that I like. The Millionaire Fastlane, I finished this whole book like last week. I do about a book a week now. And I actually like that book. There's a good amount of fucking tidbits in there to get your brain turning, get them gears, cogs, and shit. I still remember some things like, there's one thing called the law of affection, which like impact millions, make millions. It's really just a business book. But like the Millionaire the 5-Hour Work Week is the self-help books that pulls on the heartstrings. It's gimmicky. It pulls and it preys on people's desperation of hating where they're at, people being desperate of, oh, I see all these people at 20, 25 being millionaires, and I'm 24. The clock is ticking, dude. It plays on Valor Mogules. All men must die. We know that we're gonna die. We don't know when we're gonna die. So then people start getting desperate that their life's not going the exact way they want to do it. But see, these books play on these heartstrings by offering them a simple, easy solution. Now, you can get rich pretty quick. You can solve some of your problems pretty quick if you do them the right way. But this shit will not be fucking easy. No matter what you do, no time in history will this shit ever be easy. You must learn to enjoy working. You must learn to take pride in yourself. You must find something that you can take pride in, because I'm a general contractor. Let's tell my story. I've worked a bunch of popcorn jobs. I've worked at a Subway. I've worked at a fucking snow cone shop. I've worked as a waiter with a little bow tie walking around. Oh, I got the pizza. You want some pizza? Fucking Grimaldi's in the mall. I've worked all these shitty jobs, made money from them. But whenever I worked trades, I always felt fulfilled. You turn a pile of wood into a structure people celebrate with their lives for 50, 60, 70, 100 years. You're an electrician. You spend hours stringing lights, putting it in junction boxes, tying it into outlets, all this and all this and all that. Then you flip a switch and your fucking circuit comes up together. You do painting. You prime, or you sand, you prime, you punch holes in, you fill those holes, then you finally get to caulk, and then you paint it, and then you look back and you're like, wow, that really ties the room together. You tear a roof off, tear all this shit, put it back together, put the shingles on there, and you look, wow, that house won't leak now. You have pride and fulfillment. That is what I do. I'm a general contractor in a little East Texas town in the country. I do small jobs. I've done $22 million homes, so on and so forth. I'm not trying to brag. But I have found a career that I can take pride in. These videos, I make so many of these different little videos. It's kind of a creative outlet that I also get to inspire, educate, and motivate people and teach discipline. And it's so fulfilling. But there are days that I do not want to do this. There are days that I have a 30-minute commute because I work 30 minutes away. I have to go to a lake. A lot of my jobs are on lake houses. And I'm sitting there driving, I'm just like, fuck, bro, I wish I could just turn around, go back home, and start working on something else. I wish I could go back home and do this or do that or play with this new thing I bought or whatever the fuck it is. There are days like that no matter what you find. Even if you find the most fulfilling thing in life, it will get monotonous. It will get boring. That is just how life works. But as a man, you have three things. You have three very, very important things. You have three very important things that make who you are. You have your skills, you have your traits, and you have your perspective. Now, let me explain these things in details. Skills are the most important things whenever you want to do money, you want to build value, you want to impress people. Skills are where most other people see your perceived value from. General contractor. I know a shit ton of different trades. I can do tile work, stone work, build decks, build roofs, all this shit, right? I can go to a job, tell you, all right, price it, bid it for you, and then build the shit in a month or two, okay? That's just a skill that I have. I know how to play guitar. That's another skill you have. Most people don't look inward and see what skills they have. And most people nowadays, their only fucking skill is that they're platinum in League of Legends. They're fucking whatever rank it is on Valorant. They're top and they've won a shit ton of Fortnite matches. That's their only skill. That is their only skill. And it's sad. Before I go over the other two, I want to go on a little bit of a tangent on getting skills. As a man, there's really two ways you can go in life. You can choose the really hard route of going against the current of suffering and trying to make something of yourself and making something that you are proud of. It will be very uncomfortable, but that is where your honor, your pride, and respect from other people come in, is being that man worth value. Or you can go the route of floating the waves and just being chill and, you know what, I don't really care. I'm going to work my job so I can make enough money and pay my rent and shit. I'd hate the job and I don't really like the people there. But I can go home and play fucking League of Legends or Valorant or whatever the fuck game they play with their friends. And they escape. They're not that loser for the 6 hours after they're clocked off their shift. They're in a perpetual loop. They're living life on autopilot. No thought to anything. They don't care about anything. They don't have any mindfulness in what they eat, what they fucking do and digest content-wise. They don't have any mindfulness in their job. They have jobs that are on assembly lines. Whenever I was in Subway making sandwiches, it was this all fucking day, scanning cards, Subway sandwich, Subway sandwich, Subway sandwich. I fucking hated it. I want to fucking blow my brains out, dog. I fucking hated that shit. I hated it. Whenever I worked snow cones, grind the ice, pour the syrup on top. Here's a snow cone. I hated that fucking shit. Whenever I was a waiter, people would spit on you almost. They had such disrespect for you. That was my first couple weeks, and these motherfuckers were so rude. Fuck them, bro. That shit was crazy. But see, now I've found a job that I truly love, and I still have days where I do not want to do it, and I hate doing it. These videos, I make a consistent schedule to make one every single day. No matter what it takes, I will make one every day. Cut it up into clips that day. Upload like 20 different clips on different channels and all this shit to get like 50 pieces of content a day, so on and so forth. I need to stop ranting about myself, but it will just help build the whole perspective picture on what skills really do. Next, you have traits. Some traits that I could list off the top of my head that are desirable by people are things like charisma, your confidence, a couple other, like you could have your sincerity. These are some things. Charisma is just like your likability. You go into a room, you're bright, the people want to be around you, that type of thing. Some people have more charisma than others. This is a trait that can be built upon. Confidence. Confidence is a trait that I believe is the most desirable and the most useful. See, confidence trumps everything because confidence is the ability to have all these demons in your past, all these insecurities, all this shit, and be able to put it on the table. For me, it was being a fat fucking hating my whole life, my teenage years, being an insecure virgin. That was something that ate on me and I could never tell nobody about. Next thing would be like, my autoimmune disorder, having an autoimmune disorder at the age of 18, waking up and just having boils all over my body and abscesses. I felt like a freak. I had an uncle that called me Boil Boy. It was just fucking it was just AIDS. I hated that shit. And I was so insecure. I ruined relationships because I was so insecure. But through time and through understanding myself and going through suffering, I've realized none of it fucking matters when you need to embrace who you are. Another thing, shooting myself on my 18th birthday feeling like a cheddar bob retard. That was another thing. It was just all these different things that were in my little toolkit of like, I'm gonna hide away like this. And it's like, fuck that shit, bruh. I am who the fuck I am. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'll say that shit to possibly millions of people. And then the other half of confidence comes in what you do. Knowing that you are the motherfucker that you say you are. Everything you speak, people can really sense on you. If you're telling lies, if you're being deceitful, if you're bullshitting, they can tell that on you. Like me, I'll sit there and tell them I'm disciplined than more than 90% of motherfucking men out there. I know it for a fact. No drugs, no alcohol, no any bad vices or anything. Just work. And the only pleasure I get is time to build my relationships with other people like my grandpa and my family and shit like that. But I stay very disciplined. So that's one thing. So we got skills and traits. Very important. I ramble. Oh well. Next thing is perspective. And that is one thing that 4-hour work week did do positively for me. Perspective is your worldview. Do you believe that $1,000 is a shit ton of money and that you can't do nothing? You can't be a millionaire. That shit's super hard. Do you believe that your world is like super small and limited to all these different things? Or do you believe that you can achieve your dreams because this other person did it and he came out of a ball sack just like me? He was a sperm that fucking won, just like me. We just have different sets of circumstances we were born with. Parents, location, so on and so forth. That is your perspective. And me, I've slowly switched perspectives. I started off like super ambitious, but I had a lot of procrastination that held me back. Then I went through a whole year period where I was just like a lazy loser motherfucker. Then the last 8-9 months of my life, my perspective has been almost golden. Yes, there's ups and downs. There's days where I just feel like, oh man, none of this fucking matters, dude. But I still get through it with my discipline. But your perspective is, all right, dog, do you view yourself as the motherfucker of motherfuckers? Do you view yourself as that you know what I'm saying? I can't say that word on YouTube. Do you view yourself as being able to achieve what you want in this world? That is your perspective. Now, a couple other things I want to go over. Work-life balance and the myth of work-life balance. All these people talk about, oh, dude, you gotta work and you gotta have balance. I make $50,000 a year and I still smoke weed, dude. It's okay. I can still do these bad habits. I can find a balance. Good. I hope that works out for you. But whenever you look at most of these motherfuckers nowadays, that you ask people their hopes and their dreams. It's not to be a fucking top up at McDonald's and own franchises in McDonald's. It's not to be the CEO of fucking Walmart. I mean, maybe that'd be good, but like a top honcho at one of these factories. It's not to climb this corporate ladder. It's not to do this shit. They want to be the fucking Bill Gateses. They want to be the Elon Musks. They want to be these crazy, ambitious millionaire, billionaire archetypes. They want to be these things. That is what most people desire whenever they think about their dreams of wealth and all this shit. But let me tell you something. I have never once heard a story from one of these hyper elite motherfuckers where they're like, yeah, dog, I got my billion dollars because I was camera fucking died, about to overheat on me. We gonna wrap this shit up. Let's get right back into it. Yeah, dude, I just go to the beach after the 5 hours of work and then I just chill out and then I have balance so I can do all these things, dude. No, You don't hear that. It's I was sleeping on the fucking floor of a 200 square foot closet. I was eating fucking ramen noodles out of a goddamn shoe. I was chewing bark off a fucking tree to get there. You hear these crazy exuberant stories of like sacrifice and suffering. That is what makes you achieve your dreams. It is the suffering. It is not the, oh, I've achieved the balance. I have the balance. I can smoke weed, drink alcohol, and fuck as many hoes as I want, and I'll be a millionaire. I believe it. It's not looking in the mirror and being like, yeah, dog, I'm a fucking millionaire. No. It's hard work, sacrifice, and suffering to make you the person you truly want to be. Now, the last thing is, I don't want to just make this a big 20 fucking minute rant or whatever the time is going to be on it. I want to actually provide a little bit of value. So let me give this as an address to most people my age, 20 years old, 18 years old, 22, 24, 25. Most people do not know what they want and they can't make their fucking mind up. Well, let me tell you one thing. This shit is not bubblegum and fucking everything nice. This shit is real. You either shit or get the fuck off the pot. You either do it and go after your dreams, or you just be destined to just normalcy. That is your fucking goal. Just go to college, bro. Most of the motherfuckers that I see in college, they're just using it as a buffer anyway. They don't even know what they want to do. Oh, yeah, I'll just pick this degree because my parents will be happy. Yeah, I'll just pick this degree. It makes me $70,000 a year after a couple years. And, I also got to go to school for 4 years. But the money comes afterwards. And then they use this 4-year college period, 2-year college period to just fuck off, indulge in their bad habits, and just live hedonistically. There's no purpose. It's just a buffer because they're not ready to be real adults yet and be fucking men. But let me give you my opinion on what would be the best solution. Let me do the red pill and the blue pill, but I really believe each one of these are equal. You have trades on one hand and you have entrepreneurship on the other. Now you can combine them into one thing, but I'm going to try to explain them separately. Trade work would be like what I do. Anything with trades like plumbing, electrical, welding, carpentry work, roofing, any of these different things. Trades are a wonderful thing because they not only benefit you monetarily, they benefit society. They're not a fucking car salesman ripping a fucking old dude off, giving him like a 20% interest rate on a car that's been wrecked and not disclosing that it was in an accident. It's not that bullshit asshole behavior most of these people are used to. It is honor. And now there are a lot of asshole people. I've met a lot of scumbag tradesmen in the time I've been working and shit like that. But for the most part, if you're a decent human being, you have honor and respect, then you'll work out pretty good. And trades, everyone thinks of trades as like this fucking like shitty, like they hate their life, all this shit. It's just not true, bro. Half these motherfuckers are the ones having the most fun. The ones that want to kill themselves and are drowning themselves at night in a pool of liquor and painkillers are the people that are working white-collar shit because they hate that shit. It's so monotonous, boring in your little bitty cubicle. Nerd shit, bro. Trade work makes a lot of money. And now let me kind of blend them together with entrepreneurship before I explain entrepreneurship. Let me give you the simple blueprint to make as much money as you want in trades and completely top the ceiling off. Because a lot of people say trades are capped off by the time. You can only build a house in so much time. You can only do this. Let me introduce you to my little friend in business term, scaling. So let's just use an electrician let's use two examples. Let's use an electrician and let's use some sort of like AC person. So you start off, you find you a mentor, you go to a trade school, you learn the trade. Me, I chose a mentor, but trade schools do just the same thing. You learn the trade enough where you feel confident going out on your own with some private person or starting your own thing up. I recommend private person for at least a year. Go and work in the field with a private person outside of trade school afterwards and get you some good real world experience on a numerous amount of jobs. We're going with an electrician and an AC repair person. So you work there long enough and you eventually have enough knowledge where you could do this shit on your own and you start to resent the people around you. It kind of works that way. You branch off and during this time of a year working with them, I don't want you to be like them. I don't want you to indulge in going to the bars and just spending all your monies on motorcycles and just bullshit. I want you to save up enough money where you can invest and buy your own shit, buy your own tools, buy you a truck, and branch off. Then, once you branch off, open an LLC. There's thousands of videos on how to do that. Start your own company. Then, you buy equipment, trucks, more shit, and scale up until you can start hiring people. Now you run a good amount of people going. And you can keep scaling it up like this and scaling it up, buying warehouses, buying shops and shit like that. I'm not really much of an electrician or an AC person. I do the electrical work on my jobs, but I'm not like a fucking certified. I live in a small town where there's not a lot of regulation. But with anything, that's pretty much my tip I would give you for scaling up for a business in any sort of trade work. Then, entrepreneurship is the other side of the coin I mentioned. This is anything with business. These videos online is a form of entrepreneurship. It's anything branching off where you are the main dictator of how much you work and what you do. Because the whole work-life balance myth, the goal of this shit is not to not work. It is not to stop working, but it is to be able to have the ability to choose when you work. Most people, you will see that are really obsessed, will work more than they don't work. But if someone is going out and you want to go to this event or be out of town or go on vacation with these people or whatever, it's that freedom to be able to do that and not give a fuck. But back to entrepreneurship. This is anything where you start businesses, you start some sort of thing to help people, provide value for somebody. I could give you 1,000, I've read 1,000 business books, so I know a decent amount. I haven't really put a lot of it into practice, but I could regurgitate the knowledge, I guess. But trades and entrepreneurship and a combination of the two are what I recommend for most people who want to be fulfilled, be prideful in their work, and be a respectable person. Be a respectable person. Of course, I respect people who don't just do trades, but to me, it's like the thing that makes the most sense. It's what I chose from. It's what I have the most experience to talk about. Anyway, I could ramble on for hours and hours about working, but I gotta go edit this fucking video. I want to leave you with one thing. Chase paper, enjoy nature. Christ is king, bitch. Have a great fucking day. Love you, boys.